Hey, Bishop Moore, happy first week of Advent. Hard to believe that the Advent season is already here. In 4 short weeks, we'll be at Christmas. In the next 4 weeks, we want to offer a short reflection each week on some passage from the gospel leading up to that night of Christmas, the night of Christ's nativity. And the first one we want to look at is the Annunciation. We all know that story so well from Luke chapter 1, when the angel Gabriel was sent by God to visit the Blessed Mother Mary in the small town of Nazareth. And a couple years back, I was able to visit Nazareth and go to the Holy Land. And Nazareth is about 90 miles north of Jerusalem, where all the hustle and bustle, right? Jerusalem, all the vendors, all the pilgrims, right? So many people that are there. But Nazareth is much quieter. And you can imagine 2,000 years ago, this small farming town in the north of Galilee, that, man, nobody thought anything important was coming from there. But that's the place to this small young virgin who was just a young teenager that God chose to do the most remarkable thing, the incarnation. And we were blessed to be able to go to pray in the Basilica of the Annunciation, where Mary's home is kept beneath the church, Mary's old home, right, where the Annunciation occurred. And while we were there, we looked at the altar, and on the altar are some Latin words. I don't know them off the top of my head, but it says, "Here the Word was made flesh." That here, all of human history was waiting for this one moment when God chose to come close to his beloved children, close to humanity, to redeem us, to draw us closer to himself. And 2 things I really want to highlight. The first thing is the power of Mary's yes. Because Mary, we think, was 13, 14, 15 years old, right? A virgin, probably from not the richest family in town. Oftentimes, people talk about Nazareth as if it's something that nobody thought anything good was coming from. Even when Jesus came on the scene, people said, can anything good come from Nazareth? So we think about that. We think about, why would God pick this humble woman from this humble place? And he knew that Mary had the humility and the love and the faith to give her whole heart, to say yes. Because that one moment, the angel Gabriel asked, will you be the mother of God? And all of creation waiting for her response, all of history. And we know those beautiful words from Luke chapter 1. Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. Let it be done according to me according to your word. No more powerful words have been spoken in all of human history. The power of Mary's yes. And I also think about, man, how many times did Mary say yes over the course of her life? It wasn't just this one big moment, but it was every single day of her life saying, Lord, what are you calling me to? I give you my heart. Every single day of her life, until that one big moment when God had that big request and she was ready to say yes, because she had said yes every single day of her life. So that when the big day came to say, God, what do you want of me? She was able to give her whole heart. And one other piece I want to highlight before we go. The last verse from Luke chapter 1 says, then the angel departed from her. And I know so often when we see stained glass windows and images of our Blessed Mother, oftentimes she has a halo and this image of peace, right? Which I'm sure she was peaceful all the time. But we also have to know that she had to struggle just like all of us. She didn't sin, but she struggled with, man, what's coming next? I don't know what's coming next. She didn't know that just a few months later, they'd have to be in Bethlehem, have to give birth in a cave, right? That the King Herod would come and try to kill her child. She didn't know that 33 years later, her son would be put to death. She didn't know that people would hate him, despise him for what he was teaching and doing. So Mary didn't know what was going to happen next, but she still had enough faith and trust to say, Lord, I trust you. Let it be done to me according to your word. And the power of her trust out changed all of human history. So when we look at that first step in the story of the Nativity, the Annunciation, the power of Mary's yes, her yes that was faithful every day, and the power of her trust, even though she didn't know what was coming next, she said, Lord, I trust you. I'm going to follow you each and every day. So guys, have a beautiful first week of Advent. We love you. We're praying for you, and can't wait to share with you guys next week as well. God bless you.